Owning a home is the American dream. I love my job because I get to help people buy, sell, and improve that American dream. Follow me this week as we explore exciting new trends in Utah's real estate.
Hi, my name's Davina. I'm with Brand Design, and I'm here at Amsco Windows today to meet with a client and talk about some options for replacing old aluminum windows with new Amsco windows. Hi, Leah.
Hi, Davina.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Should we go over some of the options that we discussed?
Sure.
Okay. This is Amsco's Renaissance window. It's a composite window made of a thermoplastic resin. It's the most wood type of window, but without the maintenance and the hassle of a wood window. The Super Cap comes in a variety of color options: white, taupe, almond, bronze, red. And it is extruded when they make the composite material, so then you don't have to worry about flaking, chipping, peeling. Also can come with an interior pine wrap, which can be painted or stained to complement any part of the interior of your home. It also has a color matching hardware that you can get.
How can I replace my existing cold aluminum windows without having to redo the stucco on the exterior of my house?
What we'll do is we'll do a pocket window installation. We can use our Studio series. It comes in a variety of colors. It's 2 5/8 inch thick. What we'll do is we'll come out to your home, take out all of the glass and the middle division bars in the entire part of the window. We leave the exterior part that is set into the original home, and that way it doesn't mess with the integrity of the water seal that's already there.
Oh, okay.
Then this is what it will look like after we've taken out all of the extrusion pieces that go through the center and all of the glass. And then we'll wrap it with a flush fin. It's a nice thick vinyl fin, and we'll seal it up against the original frame. And then we'll put insulation inside of this part of the chamber. And then if there's anything inside that's showing or unsightly, we'll cover it with a quick trim.
That looks really nice. Davina, now that we've picked the style of frame we're going to use for the window, what about the glass options?
I'm glad that you asked, Leah. Here at Amsco, we have what comes standard in all of our windows is the Cozy Low E, which is an ultraviolet reflective coating put on the inside of the glass that helps keep the cold air out and the warm air in the winter, and it does the exact opposite. So standard is the Cozy. Then you also have the Cozy Tint, which is a tinted glass with that solar reflective coating on it as well. And then we have a triple coat Low E, which is called the Cozy HV. Every time you change the different types of Low E, it brings your U value down. So from a 0.35 all the way down to a 0.33.
And it helps to make the house more efficient.
Yes.
Okay.
So continuing our look at the best of the Utah County Parade of Homes, I've got Kelly with Arrive Homes. Congratulations, Kelly. You guys made the best of, and this is a beautiful home. Tell me what you guys, how were you inspired and what brought this on?
Oh, thank you so much. This is our Haley plan. This home is a coastal cottage inspiration. We just really love building fresh, happy type homes.
Yeah, it's got a really light kind of, I
Yeah.
just love it. It almost
Thanks.
pops off on the street. I mean, if you look at it as we're approaching it, it really does jump off.
It does. Very fresh, very happy. Arrive really has its own look and feel. We just love building, I guess, a happy house.
Yeah. Okay. So as we're headed in here, tell me a little bit about the design and a little bit more about it.
Well, she's a coastal, so you notice the black shutters on the light color lap siding, the beautiful raspberry colored door. You can see the interior is very fresh, gray cabinets, white-ish type walls, pops of color. It's a home that is, it should lift your spirits.
It really does. You know, I have to say, as I walk into this thing, this is just absolutely spectacular. It goes along right in line with what is so popular right now. It's you know, light, but you know, it's got pops of color.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's absolutely spectacular.
Thank you. We find that our clients do enjoy a very fresh interior, and you know, we love making our clients happy.
Okay, so your role in all this is, are you the designer, or what's your role here?
Yes, I am the designer. I'm one of the design team.
Wow, I really love that backsplash that you did with those. Just
Isn't that fun?
gosh.
So we have the stand, a subway tile, 3x6 subway tile, and then we've done a fun pop over the cooktop to give it a little pizzazz. You've got the X color, or the X type cabinets. It's just a very eclectic home, something you'd find on the coast. Coastal homes just don't drop down brand new. They're a home that's built over time, and they have character, and that's what this Haley home presents.
Yeah, so you're kind of bringing back like an old style home, but making it new again.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so what kind of square footage are we talking about in a home like this?
Around 2,500 square feet, first and second floor, and then you have a full basement underneath that, which would be additional square footage. So great size for a growing family, or just by yourself and you want some room. She's perfect.
Yeah, beautiful. Again, I love the style color and the way you put it all together. And so are you designing also the floor plans and these things?
You know, at Arrive, they do value a woman's opinion.
Really?
So
you get involved in that as well.
Yes, they allow us to give them our 2 cents, and it's great. Wonderful.
Okay. So this must be the master bath then, right?
It is.
So tell me a little bit about what you put in here.
Well, you know, you can see there is quartz cabinets, there are quartz countertops, there are kind of a driftwood style looking cabinet, again with your X repeat on the front. There is the office that we're looking at now, and the laundry room, as you can tell, light, fresh, happy. It's a home that you'd want to come home to. There is the kids' loft, homework areas, hangout space. We're a very comfortable style builder. Our homes aren't stuffy, but we do love a beautiful home. There's a teenager's room, happy, fresh, someplace you'd want to play. Oh, there you go. Well, who doesn't want to camp in their bedroom? Who doesn't want to hang out and play in their own room? And as you can tell, you know, it's just a fresh coastal style home.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very, very impressed with your building style and the way you guys decorate it. Just,
Thank you.
if somebody wanted to contact Arrive Homes, how would they reach out?
Oh, arrivehomes.com, or you can also call us at 801-798-5485.
Acclaimed Home Warranty gives you peace of mind knowing that the major systems and appliances in your home are covered against unexpected breakage and costly repairs. So you can enjoy what you love doing, because our coverage options and easy process take the hassle out of finding quality contractors. When your covered items break and you need service fast, Acclaimed Home Warranty is here for you 24/7, 365 days a year. For a free, no-hassle quote, go online to acclaimedhw.com.
Okay, Clay, for this one, we're going to a special place, which is Daniel Summit, and this is a massive property that they built up there, right?
That really is. And I love the backdrop and the setting on that. And then if you're familiar with this area, you know how spectacular this part of the state is.
Yeah, this is going to be right on the edge of the National Forest, and of course, is right next to Strawberry Reservoir, which is some of the very best fishing in the whole state. And that's where the kokanee salmon go right up the. I mean, they get the hook that look like straight out of Alaska,
Yes.
and they go right up there. This is right there. They've also got some great snowmobiling and mountain biking and four-wheeling. And right across the street, you know what's right across the street
Yes.
here, right?
Oh yeah, Daniel Summit Lodge is right there. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's where they rent out the snowmobiles. And so this one is a very, very unique property. There you can see as we're flying over the top, right across the street there's the lodge right there.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. We actually snowmobiled out of that lodge for a corporate retreat that I had about 4 or 5 years ago. And there's just so many different roads you can take off of there and places to go and trails, and just had a blast up there.
So year-round use on this property,
Yes.
right?
Oh yeah.
And so you're going to take a look at the outside of this property. They really decked it out. I mean, they spared no expenses. They put
Yeah.
this one together because log homes, I mean, there's no getting around. They're expensive, right?
Yes, and I love that offset wood coloring they did on that. Just really complements it, gives it a nice touch.
Yeah, it looks like an old log cabin, like just the way it should be. And going inside, look at this. Absolutely
Oh,
spectacular,
it is.
right?
Yeah.
They spared no expenses.
You can
in
just
this
tell
thing.
quality workmanship if you look at the beams and everything. I mean, they really did the full round logs in this. It's very nice construction on this property.
Okay, so now one of the things on log cabin homes, it's a little bit niche on trying to get financing.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. What's that look like?
You know, it's interesting because log cabins are great. A lot of people dream about having a log cabin home. The challenge there is you have a lot fewer comparables in that market when you're going to do the appraisal and to see what's out there. And there's just fewer of these sales and properties. So as a result, as a traditional finance, you're going to be looking 10 to 20% down. On something like this, you're probably going to be more in that 30% down range. So it's for somebody who really wants to utilize this kind of long term and also sees the opportunity that lies in a property like this as well.
Yeah, because you can set this up basically as a business as well.
You really could.
You could make it as a single family residence, or what's really popular, setting it up on Airbnb. And this would
Yes.
be great for like a family retreat or a corporate getaway sort of thing.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I have a good friend who does this with a cabin property in the Utah mountains, and it is unbelievable what he does with that property. He rents it out for about $2,500 a night. It's a little smaller property than this. Very nice finishes, just like this property. And he probably rents it out 8 to 9 times a month. And so you can crunch the numbers on that, Jay. I mean, it's a very, very good business opportunity.
Yeah, so that's about $20,000 a month.
Yeah, it's amazing. And at the same time, he still has plenty of nights that he can go up there with his family, hang out with his children. And
Have his friends and family over.
Yes, yes.
Holidays, all that kind of stuff.
And the decks are just like this. I mean, the entertainment value of that decking that goes all the way around and the views you have there really commands a premium on this.
Yeah, and so if we're talking finance, so if you're at 1.8, right in there, and then you got to put in, let's say, about $550,000 down.
Right.
You're going to get your mortgage about, what are we looking at here? About 1.25. We're going to be roughly, and so your mortgage payment's going to be roughly at 1.25. How much?
You're going to be right in that $7,000 a month range.
Okay.
And you have to account for, of course, your taxes and insurance and things. But yeah, you're going to have an opportunity to really clear a good profit on something like this.
So at $7,000 a month, theoretically, you got to rent it out 3 nights. You'd have to furnish it. You'd want to have it furnished.
Yep.
So you furnish it out, but then you're going to want to have it rented. If you rent out 3 nights a week, you've got your mortgage pretty much paid for.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
your
you
utilities.
do.
And anything
Yes.
above that now is profit.
That's exactly right.
And that's where our society has changed from going to the Hilton and all that kind of stuff, and it's opened it up to properties like this, and it's become more and more popular.
And it's like I said, my friend just designed an entire business around this concept, and it's been very, very profitable for him. Like I said, and you still have all the personal use aspects and benefits from it as well.
And so is he doing multiple properties then?
He actually is expanding. He has this one, and then he has a smaller one that's interesting. Per square foot, actually rents for a little bit more. Kind of an interesting little, and they're complementary to one another. Somebody can rent both of them if they want to, and he's in the process of doing a few more right now as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe we want to take him to this one.
I know.
Yeah, this is obviously a lot of property, as you can see going through these different rooms. I mean, it's a massive space. You can tell by the size of the rooms. This house is 9,106 square feet. It's 7 bedrooms, 5 full. Actually, 7. 7 bathrooms. It's almost an acre of land.
This,
And-
this is your corporate retreat dream, you know. I mean, your family getaway. I have a buddy that does this with his company on a regular basis, and it's where they really go out and do their business, you know, their business planning and brainstorming sessions.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're kind of out away from everything and
Yeah.
without the distractions.
That's right. And then you can go snowmobiling, you go
Yep.
fishing, you can rent boats right down there at Strawberry, so you don't
Yeah.
even have to bring your boat. You can rent boats, go fishing, go snowmobiling, and this is year round, which is great. So it can be a single family residence, obviously, and it's timeless. There's the garages. There's a ton of garages.
Oh,
There's an
yeah.
8-car garage.
Wow.
But anyway, and so it's also a business, which is awesome. And we don't come across a lot of stuff, and it's right there next to Park City. So a real tremendous opportunity here.
It is.
Clay, take a look at this one.
Oh, I love those views. Look at that.
So we're going to be right out in Eagle Mountain, and Eagle Mountain is known as got some of the best views of the whole state because it overlooks Utah Lake and then over Mount Timpanogos, right?
Yeah, and that's one of the best mountains. It always has this majestic feel to it, but this is just perched perfectly how they positioned this home right here.
Yeah, take a look at the way he settled this on the lot. Now, normally when you're in a corner, you either face one direction or the other direction, but he worked with the city and got them to plan and let him put it on this lot just beautifully so that garage comes in perfectly off the side. But then you've also got off the back of your house as you're inside looking out. You look over Utah Lake off to the side, and on the front of the house, he's got a nice little sitting area that sits and looks over the lake.
Well, and it gives it eye-popping curb appeal from both angles. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Both those streets.
Yeah.
The way they position that.
Yeah, and he's kind of up on this little hill, kind of on top
Yeah.
of the other houses, looking over those beautiful views.
That's why I said perched. It's just kind of like, it's just
Yeah.
perfect right there. I love it.
Yeah, and so we're heading now into this beautiful kitchen. Of course, they did some really nice woodwork in here, some solid surface countertops with a nice beveled edge, a huge pantry in here, and you can see all that light coming in. There's a ton of light.
Yeah, they did a great job paying attention to the detail and the color blend in here. You can tell it's a nice big pantry.
Yeah.
You know, and my wife loves those, of course.
The pantries have become real popular in the last little bit. That's
They
something
have.
that buyers come in, they want a big pantry. They're one of
Yes.
the top things on your list.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and so they're taking a look at some of the detail work on that nice beveled edge on that countertop. So looking out here, this is going to be in kind of the great room off the other side. That fireplace, I used to have that same.
We did too. That nice stonework
Yeah,
there. Yes.
that's real popular around here.
Yep.
It never lets you down, I guess.
Gives it a nice rustic but classy appeal at
Yeah.
the same time.
Looking out those windows, normally you'd be able to see out over the lake, which is beautiful. It perfectly just looks over this kind of open area out there, just absolutely beautiful. So in this house, we're going to be looking at is 3176 square feet. It has 4 finished bedrooms right now with 2 full and 1 half bath. The basement's about 20% finished down there. They've got, the framing in. They've got a bunch of electrical in there, but you could fit another bedroom, and then it's got like another great room down there for like a family area.
Right, yeah. Plenty of room for expansion in there.
And it's a walkout too out the back, which is
Oh,
great.
nice.
And
Yeah.
so plenty of light down here.
I noticed that on the aerial shot too. That had that walkout basement, and that gives it much more of a main level feel when
Yeah.
you have that. Very desirable feature on that.
That's going to be your view from upstairs there. We're kind of looking around in a couple different bedrooms here. This is the master bedroom right here, going into the master bath. Again, this is going to have just spectacular views and laid out really well.
I like how they put that rock touch around the tub. They did some great molding in this property, in the bathroom, throughout the entryways. Great granite countertops in here as well.
Yeah, so it was built in 2012. It's on 0.23 acres, and it looks just like it's brand new. It's got a little office as you enter in off the front, and it's got, of course, that great room in the back, and cute little bedrooms. I mean, it's just a darling little home.
It has so much potential for so many different possibilities from a family perspective.
Yeah.
You know?
And I don't think we're going to take a look at the garage, but the garage is massive. It's an over 2-car garage, and it's got a workbench out there, and it's got a bunch of storage. And of course, you can't deny the views off of the back of this deck, right?
I mean, every angle, you really have just these great views. The mountains, again, you're looking over the top of everything. You don't have your views obstructed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're on top of everything. And as we come out to the outside here, we're going to take a look at a couple more aerial shots, because right across the street from this one is an open area, and this is where it's BLM land. And it's not going to be developed, and so you're right here inside the subdivision, but you're right across the street. If you have a four-wheeler or you got motorcycles or something like that, you just go right across the street.
Bicycles, for that matter.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, we'd find little areas like that. One of my friends had a property like that, and his dad built a little BMX track out there. That was the attraction. It was the funnest thing to go out there and just jump and ride the little trails that were out there.
Yeah, we had that same sort of thing. We had all these mountains behind the
Yeah.
house, and so this is, take a look on the backside.
Yeah.
Tons of just area, just go up on those mountains and just ride and just enjoy it as a family, which is great. Now, one of the cool things about Eagle Mountain is, of course, there's some really creative financing out there, right?
It's unbelievable, and really along the Wasatch Front, it's one of the only areas that offers that. And it's the USDA rural housing loan that's available. Now, they just made some big changes to this, Jay, and the bottom line is this is probably the most attractive loan that's out there. They dramatically reduced the mortgage insurance on this, and the interest rate's comparable to a lot of the other government loans. So you get into this home for zero down and a very, very low monthly payment, for the person that wants to do that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And because all that tech industry growing out there, it's got all the freeways going out there, this is now very, very appealing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's great, and you have so many different finance options that are available for that.
We were looking for a new home. Some were too big, some were too small, some were just wrong. Then, wow, we were in our dream home.
Then the hard part started. All this paperwork.
Luckily, we had Steve, a loan officer from Castle & Cook Mortgage, on our side. Even though he's done this 1,000 times, he knew we hadn't. He took care of everything, and fast, so we could focus on the things that really matter, like enjoying our new home. Castle & Cook Mortgage, the key to your castle.
So Darren, for this one, I've got a special home, and we always like to talk about the story of a home, and this one's got a spectacular story.
Yeah.
This is Brad, the owner of BDL Pools, who does some of the most amazing pools. This is his personal home, and so this guy has been featured all over HGTV and Animal Planet of making this incredible pools, and this is, you want to talk about a story. You almost you buy the backyard and the pool and you throw the house in for free.
Right on. Yeah.
And so it's priced at $549,900 at 4,350 square feet with 6 bedrooms, 4 full baths and 2 half baths.
So that's a good size.
It's a big house,
Yeah.
and they've spent over a couple $100,000 just in the backyard alone.
I bet.
And so this house, it's still beautiful on the inside, but it lays out really well. It's a really unique floor plan, one that I've never seen in Utah before. And it nicely situates, so it's got a mother-in-law apartment in the basement that's perfect. It's just off to the side, so you wouldn't even know it's there. So somebody could be living or renting that space, and you wouldn't even know they were there.
Oh, nice, especially if it's your mother-in-law.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's up to your mother-in-law, I guess.
You know, I've owned a home with a mother-in-law apartment for years, and you would not imagine how many uses you have for that apartment.
Yeah.
The office, sometimes people move in. I mean, there's just a million uses.
Yeah.
So
Family members maybe need to come home
yes,
for a little bit or
yes.
something like that.
I love homes with mother-in-law apartments.
Yeah, because there's so many uses, and it costs a little bit of money to be able to put those in, obviously.
Yep.
But they can be used for this particular one. What they use it for currently is an office space. Because it's got that separate entrance. They don't even really use the kitchen. They're using it as an office.
Exactly.
As you can see here, we're inside the master bedroom, a really large space. Into the master bedroom, of course, they got a nice corner tub, which is, always desirable, right?
Very nice,
Lots
yes.
of windows. Separate shower in there. And now we're headed down into the basement. This is just where the home theater is. and it's still got a place for a pool table. And so again, that mother-in-law apartment is still even separate of this space.
Right.
And so they've got one of those potbelly stoves in there, so if you could literally heat your whole house off that potbelly stove.
I love this area here where you can.
They're going to
have your
finish that
snacks.
that fish tank out, so you'll have a fish tank that's built into the wall if you wanted to, right behind that bar, which is
Very cool.
very cool.
So you could go fishing.
Yeah. It's also got a really nice sauna. I mean, how many houses have a sauna, their own sauna?
Yeah, not very many. Yeah, especially with Brad, super cool guy. You know, he's putting all that stuff together. You know, he just knows what he's doing.
Here's a look at that mother-in-law apartment we were talking where there's that separate entrance that comes right off where the garage is. And so you can walk down there, so you got a second kitchen. And I mean, you can rent this out if you wanted to of course, somebody in your family or something like that. Or you could use it as a business application, whatever's good. Here's a couple of the bedrooms upstairs. And now let's go out and take a look at that amazing backyard.
Yeah, the best part of the whole place, I think.
The backyard also features its own outdoor home theater. It's got a putting green in multiple levels, including a skate park that can be covered over if you ever wanted to add in a third car garage or RV parking.
Protecting your home means protecting your single largest financial investment. That's why when you buy a home, you buy owner's title insurance to protect your home ownership. Purchasing owner's title insurance will ensure your home ownership rights are protected against unexpected claims such as liens, a forged deed, encroachments, and other situations covered by the policy. For a one-time fee paid at closing, coverage lasts for as long as you own your home. Who can you count on for that protection? Since 1953, North American Title has built a strong reputation for personal service and financial strength. Our associates work with you, your lender, and your real estate agent to make sure you close on schedule. And we issue the title insurance that'll be there to protect your home ownership through the years. Call North American Title at 801-566-3066 or go to www.nat.com/Utah Protect to learn how to order owner's title insurance for your new home.